City of Forest Park City Council meeting number 1419. Today is July 17th. The time is 7 p.m. We are going to start by standing and saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, starting with the agenda on item number one, with the clerk, our acting clerk, actually, Mr. Volkowski. Will you call the roll, please?
Yes. Adams.
Present.
Brown.
Here.
Clark.
Here.
Harrison. Here. Holt.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Sylvester. Here.
All right, let the record show all council members are present and accounted for. Item number two on the agenda, which is the minutes. Has every council member received the minutes? Are there any changes, corrections, or adjustments to be made? All right, hearing none, that concludes number two. Moving on to item number three, which is presentations. We're going to go a bit out of order here, if that is okay with the MetroNOW folks. And we're going to start with item number C under presentations. So we're going to start with the Forest Park C Junior Baseball Team recognition. So our Parks Director, Mr. Jay Dennis, if you want to give a presentation.
Good evening, council. Is there anybody here from the baseball team? Thank you for coming. Just real quick, some notes here. This past spring was a tremendous success for our C Junior baseball team, coached by Mr. Charles Dunn right here. You want to stand up? Last year was the first year for this team, and they started out struggling, but by the end of the year, they had come together as a team, and they started to gel, and that really showed. This year, they were a force throughout the entire year. Now listen to this. They won the regular season title with a 13 wins and 1 loss season. They outscored their opponents by 74 runs, or more than 5 runs a game.
Wow.
There was fear when they saw Forest Park on the schedule. Then they entered the postseason as a top seed, and as a top seed should, they won the whole postseason. Coach Dunn wants to build a championship team program here at Forest Park, and we look forward to having him and his team come back next year and defending both of your titles. Congratulations, guys.
All right, if the coach wants to come up and say a few words to his team, yeah, feel free.
Well, we just had our banquet, so they pretty much just heard everything I had to say about them. But these guys and girl was a tremendous pleasure this year. They really, really, really worked hard for everything that they got, and they deserved it. And like Coach Jay said, we're gonna keep continuing and building a program in Forest Park. When I was here and as a youth player, we never did win any championships. So this is a huge accomplishment for these kids right here, and that we hope that we'll continue to grow and have more than just one team, maybe 4 or 5 teams. So the community will come together and really galvanize the baseball program, because it's really important to us.
Right. Absolutely.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Does any member of council want to speak to this team? Yeah.
I want to
Vice
say
Mayor.
congratulations to you all and the way the Reds are playing right now. In about 15 years, I want to see some of you guys on the Reds team and winning.
I just want to say thank you for all your hard work, for the parents. We got to recognize the parents
Mhm.
because it's hard work getting to practice and getting things set up. So thank you for representing the city of Forest Park, and congratulations again.
Councilmember Sylvester?
Oh, just, we want to congratulate you for a job well done, bringing back good memories for myself, because I did some of that coaching back in the early days. But you guys have topped it with the star, so be encouraged to continue to do good play, good work, take care of your business in school, because this will be a good avenue for you and your parents and your friends. And we want to be able to call out your name in the future. So make Forest Park proud, and we thank you.
Yeah, if anyone wants to come up for a picture.
Before we take the picture,
Well,
may I?
yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess we could just stand up.
How you want to do it?
I guess we can stand up. Everybody want to pull in? And then parents, if y'all want to get pictures.
All right, there you go.
I don't know which camera I'm looking at.
All of them at once.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Go Forest Park.
I just
it's
wanted to
done.
make a
Again, I just
really
want to say thank you to you. It is a very selfless thing to coach someone else's child. Parents, I want to tell you thank you, because a coachable child is a teachable adult. The opposite is an uncoachable child is an unteachable adult. So just wanted to publicly acknowledge all of you. As my colleague stated, the parents had to get everyone to practice or whatnot, but Coach, you stood in the midst of it. You were the linchpin that held it all together. And I just want to tell you thank you. And as an African-American man looking out for your village, again, I want to say thank you.
Real quick, I just want to ask the team, where y'all from? I can't hear. Where y'all from for real?
Right.
That's right. When you,
There it is.
and the reason why I want you to say that, I want you to be proud of where you're from, right? So I don't care what part of the city. You're from Forest Park.
Absolutely.
These trophies are going to stay in Forest Park, right?
Yeah.
All right, so in about 10 years or so, when you be playing ball for Winton Woods,
Absolutely.
once again, Forest Park, right? Well, congratulations, everybody. Thank you very much.
And just real quickly, thank you so much, and congratulations, kids, for a job well done. But if you all need anything from the community or from the city, you talked about galvanizing. These are great opportunities for us in the community to galvanize behind. If you want to, grill up some hot dogs or whatever else if you don't eat pork, whatever you want to do, and bring us out and have us support you, we would enjoy that. Send out, big invitations for those last games or tailgates or something. We will get behind that. We appreciate that. This is helping to build the fabric of our community. People say, what about the kids? What about the kids? This is the breeding ground, and this is how we're fertilizing. And so we appreciate it. Thank you so much, and let us know how we can be of help.
Yes, absolutely.
So I just want to echo a lot of the sentiments that have been expressed up here today. First, to the kids, congratulations on your accomplishment. Your teamwork, your hard work, your drive, your determination has led to this moment right now. And those same skill sets are going to serve you in whatever you do in life. So when you come back again next year with another trophy, remember what I said, because I'm going to say the same thing to you next year. Teamwork, hard work, drive, dedication. Remember that. It's always going to serve you. To the parents, thank you, thank you, thank you for signing your kids up. Thank you for every sleepless night, Every time you had to clean the uniform, every time you had to get to practice and you were tired and aching, this is what it's about. This is community, and it truly takes a village to raise these bright young minds right here. But as I look around through the crowd and see a few familiar faces, some people that I know from back in the day, you know, I just want people to also recognize, you know, Coach Charles, this is tremendous. What you have done here goes beyond a sport, goes beyond just a baseball game. You are molding young minds. You are setting an example that needs to be uplifted, because as a black man to black man, we are leaders, and people need to see us. And these kids need to see people that look like them in leadership positions, and you doing just that. I remember when you first messaged me, you said you wanted to coach. I remember you said it. I said, talk to Jay, and look what you accomplished. And look how many people have come out to support you in these accomplishments. So continue to put God first, continue to work hard, whatever you need from us, you know, pay your taxes, people. Because this is what it pays for. We're not just doing it just for roads and buildings and trying to get new businesses. This is for to raise up the next generation of leaders like Charles, who will also teach the next generation of kids. We have to step up, but then not only step up, we have to continue to support one another. And then we got to go promote the things that we've done so other people see and counteract the negative narratives out there about black men. There's constant negative that you don't see the positive, right? So I would love to take another 20, 30 minutes just to take pictures, just to show people that we are counteracting all of these negative narratives out there, because this is positivity, right? And this is what it's about. And this is leadership. This is true leadership. It's servant leadership. And you got to remember that, because it's not paid. A lot of people don't understand that. That's not paid. You got off work and then you went to work, right? And that needs to be applauded. So from black man to black man, I applaud you, brother. I applaud you.
We also thank Miss Coach Charles for having those dinners ready and the kids ready and all that. Thank you so much, Miss Queen.
I know sometimes it can be difficult to receive gratitude, because sometimes we're not used to it. We're not used to people giving us this praise, but it's better to take your flowers now than when, you know, that your last day. So take those flowers, bro. All right. So at this time, we are going to move on to our next presentation. So as we continue to go through presentations, I know everybody is here for the kids. We're going to start to get into the nitty gritty, so don't feel like you need to stay. We would love for you to stay, but if you don't want to stay, you can go ahead and quietly slip out now. We won't be offended much. But we want to thank you all for coming and continue to show up. Please continue to show up. Please continue to sign your kids up for sports, because we got, what's the next sport that we're signing up?
Soccer right now.
Oh, soccer. Okay, so we got kids signing up for soccer too. So sign your kids up. And this is what it's about. This is community right here.
So where y'all from again?
Smart.
That's what's up. Okay.
Uptown. We'll take it.
Yes.
Appreciate you, man.
No, we appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
Get them kids up here and shake our hands, right?
Hey,
Congratulations.
all their hands. He said, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much.
On down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No. Congratulations.
All right.
Looking for good things next year, bro.
We
Congratulations.
appreciate you
All right,
so
now.
Y'all need my hair like
Keep
yours.
it up, man.
for all your hard work.
All right.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank
job,
you. We
buddy.
appreciate you.
Good job.
Taking over, Roboto.
Appreciate it, bro.
Keep going.
Thank you. Good job. Congratulations.
We support y'all.
Thank you.
Hey, let me get that change, man.
We appreciate you. All your support. Thank you
So
so much.
excited. Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. There will be more to come.
Bye.
You got it now.
All right, bye, Mr. Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Now, equally important, we have a presentation from the wonderful folks at MetroNOW. Oh, you want to do the Eagles? Yeah, yeah, come
Do
on.
the
Let's
Eagle
do the Eagles,
Scout.
yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely, come on.
Yes, Eagle Scouts. My son was an Eagle Scout, so yeah.
Good.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Again, thank you, council. Thank you, members, for attending. First up, we want to honor Eagle Scout Mark Walker. Go ahead and stand up, Mark.
Yes.
Okay.
Come on up. You can come on up.
Yeah, come up.
Mark approached the city of Forest Park earlier this year looking for a project that would make an impact on the community. We talked through a few ideas and then settled on building blessing boxes. I'm sure you're familiar with blessing boxes. Mark really liked the idea of building something with his hands and also being able to paint something. He was really excited about that. He promised me he had painting talent, and it showed. And he also was excited about the impact that this project would have on the community. He and his troop, under the guidance of their leaders, designed from scratch, built, and painted 2 blessing boxes. One is already up. One's been given to We Thrive for trying to find another location. So those are going out in the community. One is already serving its purpose right now. Blessing boxes are boxes. There's one here also in front of the firehouse. They are filled with free food, health products for the community. No questions asked. If you want to donate, we'll take donations at the firehouse. But if you want to pick something up, pull up, open the door, take what you need, and that's it. So the impact that blessing boxes have on this community is tremendous. And our goal is to have 5 boxes in the whole community, north, south, east, west, and central, that serves the entire community. So we thank Mark, we thank your troop, we thank you for what you've done for us. So congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
Hey, thank you, everybody. I just joined the Forest Park community back in like 2020. So it's amazing to see all the smiling faces and just all the people who have impacted and all the people that appreciate to my eye something not necessarily simple, but something that I just took I took what 2 hours out of a week. No, about 4 hours out of a week at least, just to build these boxes and just to see, once again, all the people that appreciate and actually use it, and seeing that every time that I go past one of these boxes, there's always some food in there. It just feels good to see that you've actually made an impact. So thank you all once again.
Well, thank you.
Next up is Eagle Scout Stephen Biddleman. You want to come up, Stephen? Stephen approached the city this past spring about helping us in the parks. He came to us with a number of ideas, and we eventually settled on making improvements to Central Park. Over the course of a weekend, Mr. Biddleman, along with 20 volunteers that he got, yes, wow, from his family and troop, planted shade trees along the playground, tore down an old sign that we've been meaning to tear down, and also painted the park shelter and both softball dugouts. We thank Stephen for these much-needed improvements that have greatly enhanced the aesthetics of Central Park for its many visitors now and in the future. Thanks, Stephen.
It feels good to be able to help out. When I was a little kid, I went to Central Park probably once a week to play on the playground. And shortly before we did this project, the new playground got installed. And that was very exciting to see like the new playground and how much Central Park has grown in the years. And I'm just happy I was able to kind of help that improvements and growth of the park.
Yes.
Thank you.
One of the things the Parks and Rec Department has put an emphasis on is working with scouts. This is our 5th Eagle Scout project that we've worked with since I've been here. And if you guys would see the impact that you're making. There are things that we did when I first started here that are still making impacts now. The trees that you planted will be there for 20 years. The blessing boxes are feeding a hungry family right now. So these things are making true, deep impacts in your community. And I just want to say thank you from all of us at Forest Park.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I thought it was another.
You just started.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, does anyone from council want to remark on these incredible service projects? And Eagle Scout is very difficult to achieve, so anybody want to say anything
You
first?
know, when I started off at scouting, I think the highest I ever made was a Weeblo, right? So to see this, and I had to do some research. To be an Eagle Scout, and looked at some of the famous individuals. You had Neil Armstrong, right, Gerald Ford, football coaches, athletes, just a whole list of individuals who really went above and beyond the call of duty, and your names are amongst them, right? So, when you're driving down the street in a couple of years and you get your driver's license, you get your Eagle Scout license plate on your car, I mean, wear it with pride. Wear it with pride because what they say, many are called but few are chosen, and you were able to go the extra step that others couldn't do or didn't do. So congratulations on your accomplishments, and I know you're going to go far in life, and this is just the basis of it. And thank you for sharing your time with us tonight.
So I have some lineage or some work with Dan Beard Council, and was a scout master for Fort Hamilton for three different troops, and it was absolutely the joy of a lifetime to be able to work with young folks. At the time, it was all boys, but being able to work with them and my son and lead those troops, and I did it because I absolutely believe in the values that scouting teaches. How to be, leaving no trace, and to see young men to be able to go through that entire process all the way up through graduation. People know who you are just by what you've done and what that accomplishment means. They, for jobs and for careers and scholarships, it's going to aid you well, as you well know. And thank you for choosing Forest Park to be able to give back and create some very memorable things for us. We really appreciate it. Please come back. Don't just have your projects there, but come back and visit and continue to get involved. And we've got plenty of kids, as you see, that also need, other guidance and other aspects and areas of their life. And sometimes scouting can be a little lost. It's a lost gem. And so we need more kids in it as well. So thank you so much and congratulations.
Congratulations.
I just want to say thank you. I'm in awe that to see young people that are willing to give back to their community. It's amazing. And I really appreciate that. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you, and thanks to you also for remembering your community and being willing to give back to your community. Thank you so much.
Just to echo those sentiments once more, Jay kind of hit the nail on the head. The trees that you planted, the service projects that you've created, they're going to live long after you're gone. And we have to remember that the service, the work that we put in, it's going to outlive us. It is going to go far beyond us. So your act of generosity, right, your example of leadership, your example of service to a community, to people whom you've never met, is going to have a ripple effect, and people are going to want to emulate those same actions. So continue this same servant heart throughout the rest of your life. Continue to bring ingenuity, continue to bring your kindness and your generosity to every project that you do, because you are going to inspire others. You are going to help multitudes. The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few, and you've started very early. Right? So you're going to continue to reap the benefits of all of the work that you're doing now. You're just putting out nothing but good vibes into the atmosphere, right? Just completely. So we thank you for choosing Forest Park to do your service projects, and we thank you for your examples of leadership and your generosity to not only just the people on here to be inspired, but thousands upon thousands of others to see what you've created and take that further in their lives. So continue to be the leaders that you are, and I thank you both. And if you ever need an internship or anything, just give me a call.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. That's real.
I just want to piggyback on all the council members. Thank you for choosing the City of Forest Park for your project, and we're so happy that you took time out of your busy schedules. You know, school is stressful and all the other things you have going on, but you chose to do a project in our community. So thank you, and so we really appreciate you.
I found a quote that says, "Youth are the leaders of tomorrow, but if we procrastinate," right? It says, "Ain't no power like the power of youth, because the power of youth don't stop." It sounds like a kind of like a slogan of a song, right? It says, "If you must dream of the world you want to live in, dream out loud, because youth are the solution." I pass by the box all the time, and I see people actually using it. Like, people are going in there and they're getting, like, I saw a group of kids from school stop and get things out of it. That's amazing to me. You are changing the trajectory of someone's life. That might be the only thing they eat because you decided to create these blessing boxes. So people are getting soap, deodorant, food because of something that you wanted to do for the community. I take my grandchildren to the park. It's a nice park. It's clean. We sit under the trees. We sit and we eat our snacks, our fruit roll-ups, and all of that because you planted some trees. You made a difference. You don't even recognize maybe the impact that you have on people's lives just by doing one little small, what you consider small thing, which is a big deal for other people. Continue to be leaders. Continue to be leaders. I appreciate you and I thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Speaking in last, congratulations. Both of you. I wouldn't want to be left out.
Left out.
Continue to be inspired and do the great works that's ahead of you. And God bless you, and we thank you for what you've done.
Yes.
Dr. Moore?
I think they deserve a standing ovation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Take the mirror up on his offer for an internship. Take the mirror up. Don't forget.
Do you want to
Okay.
get pictures?
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you want
we should get a
pictures in the
picture.
middle.
Can we get a picture with you all?
Yeah.
Did a great job of inspiring my son and helping him through this project. And it's the leadership of communities that help raise these kids.
Right.
And help them through, you know, he's got a project to do and he's like, I've got some ideas. He was an inspiration to help him, sit him down, walk him through the project. And it was with great thanks. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Piggyback of what you said, I would like to say thank you to Jay as well, because going in once again, like he said, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but just seeing that box and him describing it to me, it just sparked the imagination. It just started like, oh, I'm so excited. Then the motivation and just him simply saying, like, community, it just pushed me to go do it, you know. And without him, I probably wouldn't be becoming an eagle, excuse me. But for sure, like, thank you, Jay. Without you, none of this would have come to fruition.
What school do you go to? Young man, what school do you attend?
I graduated from LaSalle High School.
You graduated from LaSalle, okay. And young sir, what school are you attending?
Northwest High School.
Northwest High School. Okay, thank you. Thank you both.
Thank God for you both and for giving.
All right. Well, yeah, thank you both. All right, Jay, is that?
All right.
And
All right.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Jay.
Follow that, Metro.
We need a picture, please.
Yeah, if
Can we
we
have a
want a
picture
picture
with you?
come up front, right.
Absolutely.
Did you bring donuts?
Let's slide down a little bit closer to John and the mirror go in the middle. Okay.
Oh, okay, I see what
Thank
you're
you.
saying.
Yeah. I'll bring my sister down. Okay, come on, Tina. Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna whoop your butt.
I'm getting ready to sit on the floor.
You bet not. Yeah.
I don't. Great.
Congratulations.
Yes, I'm serious. Hey, come on, this intern. Are you looking at colleges or what are you doing? Okay.
Is this younger brother? Stephen, is this your brother? Is this your younger brother? What's his name?
Oh, we gotta go.
Councilman Harrison's.
You're Ryan. Ryan.
You need Councilman Harrison's information.
Okay. What grade is Brian in?
Your first name again. Mark, I'm sorry.
Oh,
real
you
bad with
just
it.
got a year,
You need
okay.
his contact information. Oh, don't sleep on his offer for an internship. Do not sleep on that. On your phone.
Yeah,
Didn't even know they made those cameras things in
Yeah, yes, I did. Yeah. Thank you. It's good to see you.
Nice job, John.
All right, pass this card.
It will her as well.
There you go. All right. Send me an email.
I was telling him
Okay.
I should connect with you.
For some of our student programs would be nice.
Them lab
Sorry?
or whatever.
Oh, he was just talking
I
about.
thought you were saying something to me. All right. All right, Councilmember Harrison, you got to get back to business now. Okay, the next presentation we're going to have is from the wonderful people at MetroNOW. So,
Good afternoon.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Evening, actually.
My name is Khaled Shamout. I'm the Chief Strategic Planning, Development, and Innovation Officer at Metro. Mr. Mayor and council members, first of all, thank you for inviting us and giving us the opportunity to address you and share with you some of our plans. Matt will introduce himself in a minute. Matt and I will talk about a few things, not only the MetroNOW project, but a couple other things from Metro that relates to Forest Park. But I would like to say that everything you're going to see and hear from the two of us over the next 10, 15 minutes wouldn't have been possible without certain factors and individuals. First and foremost, the exceptional support from the Forest Park community in supporting the Issue 7 back in 2020. That was critical for us, Metro, and for the entire community, at large, Hamilton County. But also working, with, the county commissioners, making, things happen, and certainly Commissioner Dumas. She's a champion for Forest Park, and, she keeps pushing us, and that's good. And certainly working, with the council and the city staff, such as Mr. Johns on projects, and I'll talk about that later, but also our board. And, Chelsea is on our board, and she's a feisty fighter. She's always pushing the staff. You need to do this, you need to do that. Did you look at that? What about Forest Park? Like Chelsea, taking care of business, I hope. We have, certain limitations, lack of drivers and, recruiting of drivers. That's a national issue, and we're suffering from that. So if anybody wants to drive a bus, please apply. We can put more service. So I just want to thank you for this opportunity. I'm going to turn it over to Matt. He'll talk about MetroNOW, and then I'm going to talk about a couple other things at the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Thanks, Howard. Those are two very tough presentations to follow, by the way. So it's great things happening out here in Forest Parks. Like Howard said, my name is Matt Mormon. I'm the Senior Manager of Service Planning and Scheduling at SORTA. And I'm going to talk a little bit about MetroNOW. So we got some exciting things going on at Metro. So first, what is MetroNOW? So MetroNOW is Metro's newest mode of transportation. It's being introduced as part of our Reinventing Metro plan. It's often called mobility on demand. This type of service, it uses smaller vehicles to provide service in communities and neighborhoods that don't have either the density or the roadway infrastructure to support the large 40-foot buses that you see on our fixed routes. So it's designed to provide service and coverage inside specific areas or zones. You can take MetroNOW anywhere within these communities, or in other words, both your origin and destination, your start and ending point, as long as they are inside that zone. You can use MetroNOW, and it kind of fills that first mile, last mile gap sometimes when you're coming from the fixed route buses, and we'll talk a little bit about that here shortly. This type of service allows folks to get to places like jobs and healthcare, shopping, entertainment, family functions, all those important things. And we are piloting, we're piloting the MetroNOW in 2 zones. The first one we launched just about 2 months ago in the Springdale-Sharonville zone. That's the blue zone you see there at the top of the screen, Zone E. And we just launched a week ago tomorrow, on July 11th, the Coleraine-Northgate zone that just started. So exciting things are happening. And at the end, when we have launched all 6 zones, you'll see service in, sorry, I'm scrolling here. You'll see service in Blue Ash and Evendale, that's the green zone on the right side of the screen. Montfort Heights and Finneytown, that's the purple zone. Pleasant Run North, which is the pink zone, and the Bond Hill Roselawn, which is the red zone. So you have not seen anything like these until you've seen our vehicles out on the road. They are sleek. They have a very distinct branding, really cool wrap on the outside. You know definitely when you see this vehicle coming, it is a MetroNOW vehicle. And as I mentioned, we use smaller vehicles. These go places where the big buses just can't go. They have seating for up to 8 passengers, plus additional room for 2 wheelchairs. Every one of our vehicles is ADA accessible and equipped with ramps for easy boarding. And we also have on board every single one of these vehicles the latch system, which stands for the lower anchors and tethers for children. That's the car seat attachments you see in most vehicles these days, on 4 seats in the vehicle. So those who are traveling with their small kids can bring their own car seat. I will note that Metro will not provide a car seat or install that for you. You've got to bring your own. So how does MetroNOW work? I don't want to say it's like Uber, because it's way cooler than Uber and it's only $2. I don't know if you've ever taken an Uber ride, but it's way more than $2. You can book your trip. The easiest way is through the MetroNOW on-demand mobile app, and also a little bit through the transit app. We'll talk about that in just a second. You can bring your friends and family with you. You can travel anywhere inside the zone with them. Just add them when you schedule your trip, up to the capacity of the vehicle, of course. Fares are $2 per one-way trip. There's no other fees. There's no surcharges. There's no credit card fees. There's no, what does Uber call it, surge pricing or anything like that. It's $2 every single time you ride, flat rate. And even more exciting, up to 2 children that are under 35 inches tall ride free with a paying adult. So currently we're operating this service on weekdays from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on weekends and holidays from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. So as I mentioned, to schedule a ride, super easy. The easiest way to do that is through the MetroNOW on-demand app. Download the app, it's free from the Apple or Android stores. Once you download it and follow the prompts to set up your account, it's really easy. You're ready to go. You might want to turn on your location services. It makes it a lot easier for the app to know where you are, so you don't have to find it on the map, but you're welcome to do that as well. You follow the prompts. It's going to ask you where you want to go. It's going to ask you how many folks are going to be traveling with you, and then it's going to ask how you want to pay the fare. We accept cash. Our vehicles have fare boxes installed on them, or you can pay using a debit or credit card through what's called Easy Fare. Easy Fare is the same system that's used on the current Metro fixed route buses. And as well as our Access Paratransit as well. We also have an integration with the Transit app. It's one of the leading apps that's used not just here in Cincinnati and Hamilton County, but all over, I think all over the world, if I'm not mistaken. The Transit app will search for the best possible itinerary out there for you, depending on where you're trying to go. It doesn't have to be in one of these zones. You can be anywhere in the city trying to go to or from one of these MetroNOW zones, and it will find the best way for you to do that, including the trip on MetroNOW. And once you select your trip plan, it'll take you right to the MetroNOW app so you can book that trip just like we talked about before. And it also will keep you updated on the status of your trip. So very similar to other ride-sharing apps you may have used. Once you book your trip, you can track where your vehicle is. It'll tell you how soon the vehicle is going to be there. It'll also give you a 5-minute warning. Hey, your vehicle is going to be here in 5 minutes. We'll make sure you're out there waiting for it. It'll also let you know when the vehicle has arrived. And simply board the vehicle, either drop your fare into the fare box or scan your phone on the validator that's on the vehicle, sit back and enjoy your ride. You don't have to have a smartphone. That's one of the things we wanted to make sure that it was accessible for those who don't have smartphones. Not a problem at all. We have a special phone number. It's the 551-5555. Customers can call our dispatch center directly, and they can book their trip over the phone. You can also do this to book a trip for someone else. Dispatcher will enter all the pertinent information and provide you with the pickup point and time. And as we mentioned, we do accept cash, but just because you book your trip over the phone, you can still use the Easy Fare app to pay your fare if that's what you wish to do. And that's it in a nutshell in terms of MetroNOW. Turn it back over to Holly to talk about some of the other exciting things going on. Unless you have questions now, or we can wait till the end. So.
I have a question. So, do you have, will this accommodate people with special needs, like wheelchairs? Or?
Absolutely, yes. All of our vehicles are ADA accessible, and they have ramps easy on and off. Yes.
Okay, that sounds good.
And one other thing just to point out, I didn't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry. One other thing to point out is, if you're familiar with paratransit service, those rides have to be booked 24 hours in advance, right? So if you don't kind of know what your schedule is tomorrow, you can't book that ride in advance. MetroNOW allows you to book that ride right here, right now. You don't have to do it in advance.
So even for special services, it's only the same fee that you gave of $2?
Right, $2 per ride, yes. Yep.
Okay.
I have a question. If I book the ride, it's $2, but I'm going with 4 of my friends. So would that be $2 times 4, or would that just be $2?
Be $2 per person.
Okay, thank you. That's what I wanted. Thank you.
Yeah, the app will calculate all that for you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Thank you.
very easy.
I was just gonna say, for the wheelchair accessibility, it's state of the art. Getting wheelchairs onto vehicles like this, in the past, it's been pretty difficult, and for almost every other transit organization in the entire country doesn't have a lot of those updates on it in terms of how easy it is to just, I mean, you're talking about all you do is click it. It's almost like you just ride on and it snaps, versus them having to get down really low and having the person come and pull it out. It can just be a pain to deal with. I was on a bus in Chicago a few weeks ago, and it was wonderful. It was an experience.
It wasn't.
It was an experience. But yeah, so yeah, it's very much accessible.
Thank you, Matt. And receiving the vehicles for MetroNOW, because those are special order, has been taking longer than expected. But we expect to start implementing the other zones early next year, probably in the spring. I have made a personal promise to Commissioner Dumas that the next one would be the Forest Park zone. So, but once we get the vehicles, once we have them, Forest Park will be the next to receive the service. The other piece is, because, I mean, we know that you were interested to learn more about MetroNOW, but we didn't want just to focus on MetroNOW, but also talk about the other things that are happening in Forest Park and will be happening in Forest Park in the near future. So what you see here is the map. The dashed line is the the city boundary, and the lines, the colored lines, are the routes that currently, fixed routes that currently serve, with the exception of the green one, that currently serve Forest Park. So just to put things in perspective, Forest Park currently have some decent service, but we're adding more service in the next couple of years. So right now you have routes 17 that runs on Hamilton, connects Forest Park with North Side, UC, Good Samaritan Hospital, the Reds and Bengals Stadium, as well as downtown. Route 20 um, which is the blue one on Wenton, connects Forest Park with Finneytown, North Side, the soccer stadium, and downtown. Route 63, which is a new one that will probably be implemented in the next year and a half or so, maybe a year, that would connect Forest Park with Northgate, Coleraine, as well as the Park and Ride in Forest Park. And Route 67, which currently runs, we started 67 in December of last year. So 67 connects Forest Park with Tri-County, Springdale, Blue Ash, Sharonville, and all the way to Fields Artel. This is one of our main corridors right now. And again, in the future, we'll also introduce a new route that will connect Northgate to Glenway. So with the 63, the green one that connects Forest Park to Northgate, you will be able to transfer and then catch the 62 all the way to Glenway. So quite a bit of exciting things coming to Forest Park. So, watch that. But still, we need more drivers. So again, whoever wants to drive a bus, come join us. We start at $22 an hour. Sorry for that marketing piece, but we're desperate. The last piece I want to mention is part of passing the levy issue 7 is 25% of the sales tax is dedicated to the transit infrastructure fund. So, municipalities, townships and cities within Hamilton County will apply every year for infrastructure projects for roadway construction, improvements, sidewalks, intersections, improvements, signals, and so on. And, working with, the city manager, in terms of applications, the first 2 rounds, Forest Park was awarded, year 1 for Ken Road, about $500,000. And then the next year, the following year, Wenton Road project, about 1.27 million were awarded through that fund. So, you've been great partners, with us. But again, all of this doesn't happen by itself. It takes, a lot of people, the staff, obviously, but, also the commissioners and our board, and, Chelsea, again, she keeps, pushing us, and, we certainly appreciate that. I'll be more than happy to take any questions at this point.
Yeah, well, thank you for that presentation. Council Member Clark actually pushes us as well, so.
I don't push, I encourage.
I do have a few I have a few questions relating to, since this is a rideshare app, any data collection methods that are accumulated. Can you just give me a little bit of insight on if there's like any demographic information, or if there's any location information that is collected once people use the app or ask for a rideshare?
Yeah, we don't collect demographics, but by simply using the app, we know the origins and destinations. Right. So we have that, and we use that in our planning, activities, just to improve the service and see how things, where people want to go from and to and so on. But we do not collect demographic data.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I just wanted to get that for some people out there. But
Thank you.
As it relates to ride frequency, and you said like origin and destination, can any of that information be shared with us? Because what we're actually seeing in Forest Park is there are a number of residents who may go grocery shopping and then they're leaving carts in other places. So if we can have the information on exactly where they are where they live within the city, and market this towards them, they wouldn't have to use a grocery cart to take it out of the lot and try to walk home or anything like that.
That's a very good point, and definitely, once we start that service, we'll be more than happy to share that information.
Okay.
But you kind of hit it right on the nail, because the staff did look at some of the origin destination data from the Springdale Sharonville zone, because we've been running that for about 6 weeks now, and 2 of the heaviest destinations or pickup points are the Krogers. Mm-hmm. So that is indeed a destination. Yeah.
Okay. All right, does anybody else have any other questions for MetroNOW at this time? All right, actually, I think you can, as a resident, if you have a question, if you want to go ahead and say one.
So can I take this MetroNOW for $2 anywhere?
No, so this is how it differs from Uber is you can only use it within a zone. So you can start your trip and end your trip within the same zone. Yeah. And this is to make it more efficient for our service, but also to provide that neighborhood level service. Now you can take MetroNOW to get to be dropped off at a bus stop, and then take the fixed route, the big bus, to continue your journey to wherever else that you're going. Yeah, sure.
We do, I think it's more of a comment for me, but we do have a large senior population in Forest Park, and we do take very good care of our seniors here. But I definitely can see where MetroNOW can become a staple and a resource for our maturing residents so that they can get to Kroger, the doctor's office, the pharmacy, et cetera. So thank you so much. I'm very excited and happy to have this program coming to our city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing this information. I think this is a game changer, like you're talking about, with access to healthcare for folks that, those parents that are single parents and have multiple kids, trying to tote them around that don't have vehicles. This really amplifies their part of being in a community and helps them to feel like that's where they're supposed to be. Totally affordable, and could not have happened without everybody who supported Metro 7. We really, really, really appreciate it. All the residents in Forest Park that pushed really hard to get it, and for us to have been able to deliver, and you all deliver on it, is absolutely phenomenal. A lot of times there's promises attached to levies that do not come true, and time and time again, we just keep seeing the goodness come out of this. Thank you so much, Khalid.
I think you
He's
guys
got
got it right.
more master's degrees than I've ever met any one person, and is actually one of the leaders in the entire nation, and thereby also our transit authority. Metro is leading the entire country. I don't know if y'all are aware, but we are the leaders in the entire country. We've beat out Chicago, LA, Detroit, New York, and it's because of this type of good work and people that are digging in and doing a really great job, and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I like to acknowledge one more thing with this, and that's the simplicity of it, not having to have a smartphone, but making it very simplistic for residents, specifically our mature adults, to be able to navigate through. I think you guys got it right. I think you got it right, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time and presentation.
Thank you.
All right, that concludes item number 3 on the agenda, which is presentations. Moving on to item number 4, which is communications from the public. So this is the time for citizens to comment on matters before council or to ask questions of concern to them. So when recognized, please come forward to the podium, give your name and address, and then state your comments or questions. Council meetings are tape recorded for ease of transcription, and comments are limited to 5 minutes. So if there's any member of the public today who would like to speak, please come to the podium and do so now. Going once. All right, hearing none. We're going to move on to item number 5, which is reports of standing committees. So we're going to start with Councilmember Adams.
Yes, thank you, Mayor, very much for calling upon me to present. I would like to ask that the Beautification Committee, for the calendar for 2023, we are not on there. We'd like to be added for the December 15th judging for the holiday decorations. When we look at the calendar, we are not on that, and I'd like to know if we could just kind of review that to make sure that the holiday judging is on there.
Okay.
To the city manager, please forgive me, but I want to check to make sure December 15th will be the exact date. But we need to have us added to the calendar. I think we can do that by a simple conversation with Rachel or James or whatnot. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And then there are a couple of other things I'd like to mention as well. I went to the Waycross Media movie Friday evening. It was great. I'm very happy to have been there. The kids did an amazing job. at the theater. I mean, with the movie and everything, it was great. And then the other thing, I want to acknowledge the Tuskegee Airmen. For the last 10 years or so, they've been having their picnic here in Forest Park. So about 2 weeks ago, I went to the Tuskegee Airmen Society. I went to their picnic, which they were having over at Central Park, and they've been doing it for 10 years. And I just wanted to commend them for that, for choosing Forest Park as their location for their annual picnic. I will soon be a member. I don't know how that happened, but I will soon be a member now. But I think it's very much so worth it in the effort to keep the legacy alive. So, and last but not least, if you want to ask me about any agenda items, I would like to start some conversation, one about diversity, equity, inclusion as we look at our commissions and our boards. Just looking in a way, what can we do to have a true representation of the diversity that we have here in Forest Park? So I'd like to have that conversation. And then also, in light of today with Coach Gunn and some of the young men that were here today and the acknowledgements, I heard that at one point the city had some form of a yearly banquet, acknowledgement ceremony, et cetera. I would really like to get back to that in some way, willing to help spearhead that committee or whatnot, but I'd like to be able to do something like that, just so we can acknowledge coaches like Coach Dunn and the gentleman on a more public, what's the word I want to use for, more publicly, or something like a gala, some type of acknowledgement event or something like that. What'd you say?
We are picking the spot as you speak.
Yes, sir.
It's the volunteer recognition night.
Okay, volunteer
And,
recognition night,
we're
yes.
I think we've got a date scheduled, and we're trying to find a venue that will hold everyone.
Wonderful. Can you please appoint me to that committee, Mayor? I'd like to be a part of that.
I don't believe it's a committee. I think it's
I'll-
just a
if
city.
Can you add me onto that?
participate,
I'd
you
like
can
to participate in that. Thank you.
Always looking for volunteers.
Thank you so
I
much.
think council's already involved in that. Whenever we've had the recognition dinners
Yeah.
in the city, then there's
It's all, it's
council
everyone.
members that are already on that.
Okay. I wasn't one of them because I didn't know anything about it, but so I would like to be.
We're-
Thank you.
We're bringing that back again this year.
Wonderful. I
And,
think that's going to be great.
it is going to be great.
Yes.
And we're
Thank
looking
you.
for a venue right now.
Yes, I have never been more proud than being on council right now as a city.
All right.
Thank you.
Moving on to Councilmember Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do not have a report at this time.
All right, do you have any work session items to add?
Only one thing. So, well, actually, let me give a quick comment. The work the things I'm seeing done from Parks and Rec and that department, I'm really, really, really thankful for. I'm proud of. Think you're definitely we are rivaling some of our nearby neighbors in terms of what we are bringing to the city and for our residents, absolutely enhancing quality of life. And so very, very appreciative that our sentiments have been heard and the work has been put behind these great efforts. So just thank you to Jay and his departments for the things that we are seeing. But we've not had, we are still in between economic development managers. And so as a member of the EDC and commission, we've not had formal meeting in some time. And so I do, while I appreciate and I really do like the presentations that we're getting from our larger scale residential development projects, I do think that it's important to kind of come together and get a tad bit more granular on what's actually happening, what other businesses, small or whatnot, are asking for support, or just what the general landscape is between those things, and kind of get those dollars really fleshed out in a really succinct manner. And so if we could have that as one of our presentation items for the work session in the near future, that would be wonderful.
Okay, add that. All right, thank you, Councilmember Clark. Moving on to Councilmember Harrison.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have nothing at this time. I'd just like to thank those residents who expressed interest in serving on various boards and commissions. I know we will be having some residents being sworn in pretty soon. But there's room for more. So if you're listening to this and you want to be involved in the community, please get involved. We do have a couple of our board members in the audience tonight, so we just thank them for showing up. But anybody else wanting to join, please join us.
Absolutely. I don't have any work session items for you, Councilmember Harrison. Would you like to add any?
Not at this time, sir.
All right, thank you for that. Moving on to First Vice Mayor Holt.
I do not have a report tonight, but to add to the agenda, I would just like something formal about the meeting that the mayor had in D.C.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, you know, what happened with that meeting that the city paid for you to go to D.C. I would just like to know that it just wasn't a trip. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So there were actually about 5 grant applications that we got back from.
Okay, so we don't have to discuss it now.
Okay.
That would be something that I would just like information on
Okay.
during the work session. That's
Okay.
all. Because I never heard anything formal. I knew you went,
Mhm.
but I never heard anything formal on it.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Do you have any other work session items to add?
No, that should be enough.
Okay. All right, and then Scott, we'll go over that, at another time. All right, moving on to second Vice Mayor, Dr. Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do not have a report at this time, but I want to let the citizens know that the Quality of Life meeting is next Tuesday, July the 25th at 6:30 in room 3B. That's here in the municipal building. And so it is open to the public. And so we welcome you to come and see all the hard work and dedication that our commissioners have only been in service for 7 months now. And so they're doing some great, they started in January, their first official meeting. And so they're doing some great work in our community. And so thank you. That's it.
Okay. Do you have any work session items to add, Dr. Moore?
Yes, I would like to, Mr. Isaiah Lumpkins from Honorable Judge Nicole Sanders Court would like to come present at our work session to potentially collaborate. We've had that conversation before, but we wanted to make sure that council knew exactly why they were coming out, and they're very excited to partner with us. So if he can come in and do a brief overview of what services, and they would like to bring the drug court here for one time.
All right.
In an event, I know we talked about that, but he would like to present officially.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you for that, Dr. Moore. And then Councilmember Sylvester.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I do not have a formal report, but just wanted to comment to congratulate the Park and Rec staff and the commission on the great work that has been done. And that we have continued events that's happening, food truck event that's going to take place for this Thursday. Hopefully the weather will be in our favor. But just wanted to speak on that acknowledgement to them for the good service that has been done.
Okay. And do you have any work session items to add, Councilmember?
I do not have any item to add.
All right, thank you for that. And that concludes item number 5, which is reports from standing committees. Moving on to item number 6, which is the mayor's report. So I do want to remind everybody that this Thursday is the family food truck night. We had one earlier in the summer. It was actually a success. We had a very large turnout. We had about 4 food trucks there, so a lot of the food trucks that had come before, they are actually coming again this time. So we expect an even bigger turnout. People want to come out just for good food, and we will have a DJ present. I don't know if, so our assistant fire chief actually doubles as a DJ, so he'll actually be providing the music. So please bring your family out. It'll just be a nice evening. And then I do want to also mention that happening in downtown Cincinnati at the Andrew J. Brady Music Center this Saturday at noon is going to be the grand opening of the Black Music Walk of Fame. It is free and open to the public, and I do want to remind residents that even though we live in the city of Forest Park, we pay taxes to the stadiums, so we are just as entitled to attend events across the county as anyone else. So please, please, please consider coming down to the grand opening of the Black Music Walk of Fame. Grand opening it's this Saturday at noon. It's completely free, so I just can't stress that enough. But at that point, I will add 2 items to the work session agenda. I do want to go over our community master plan. It is time for us to review that again, and then just a few updates on personnel matters. And at this time, that concludes my report, unless anyone has any questions.
What time is the Walk of Fame downtown?
It's noon. It's noon, but it is also all white. It is an all-white affair. Commissioner Alicia Reese wants us to wear all white, and I think one of the first people going to be inducted this time is actually the Ohio Players are being inducted, and there's one other musical inductee, but I can't recall at this time. Hopefully it's not somebody too famous or I'll be embarrassed, but yes, there'll be 2 inductees, and it is at noon. It is at the new Andrew J. Brady Music Center. If you haven't been, it's actually a very nice center, but I have not seen the Walk of Fame yet since this is the grand opening, but that's the installation that is directly outside of the center, and then there will be performances and music, of course. So I encourage residents to go down to downtown Cincinnati.
Okay,
and
I don't know
enjoy.
where the Andrew J. Brady, I've never been down to that. Where is it exactly?
I don't have the address, but it is actually directly next to Paycor Stadium.
Okay.
So it's like
I don't
literally
get
in
down-
the shadow.
I don't get downtown that often.
Okay, you got the
So-
address here. So that is 25 Race Street, Cincinnati, Ohio. So that would be 45202, right? Okay. So 25 Race Street is the address. And like I said, it is free and open to the public. And, you know, they built this, they built the stadiums and the banks and everything else, and that's our tax dollars actually going to that as well. So we are just as much entitled as everyone else. So please consider coming out this weekend, and that's going to be at noon. And that concludes my report. So moving on to item number 7, which is the city manager's report. So Don?
Yeah, I want to give everyone first I want to congratulate all the kids in the Boy Scouts as well.
Yeah.
What a tremendous accomplishment, and just a great group of kids. I hope they stick to it, and we have a whole bunch of trophies in the future. Anyway, let's get started. The street program down in Flagler and Lincolnshire. We're completing the concrete work, and the asphalt work will be following shortly. Also, we have only 7 aprons left on Kemper. That's the concrete work, so once those 7 aprons are in, we'll be ready to start the asphalt work shortly after that. So a lot of patient folks down there on Kemper, and we appreciate all their patience, and we hope that the results of this construction project will be worth waiting for. We believe it will be. Again, food truck night's coming up this Thursday from 6 to 8. Hopefully, everyone can make it. We also are having a back-to-school drive right now. We've got a box out right in the main library, in the main lobby, right here at City Hall. Drop off your donations. Nothing's too small. You got some pens, you got something, office supplies, things for kids, anything that someone might need to go back to school with. Drop it off, and we'll be glad to make sure that it gets distributed out to the kids. That's going through August 7th. So just bring it on in. Don't have to schedule it, and just drop it off, and we'll take care of it for you. Our first movie nights, I want to let everyone know, because just in case, the last council meeting will be next week or 2 weeks from now. So, but on August 17th will be our family movie night. It's at 8 p.m. in Central Park. So come on out, and we'll have a special appearance by Gapper, and free popcorn, snow cones, things like that. It's really going to be a great event. But we narrowed down the movie. It's going to be the Super Mario movie. So if you want to come in costume and have a good time, again, it's 8 p.m. at Central Park, and we look forward to seeing everyone there. The newsletter is being prepared and will be available. The progress will be going out at the end of the month, first week of August, depending on how we mail it. And so keep an eye out for that. And we look forward to continuing that communication channel here in the city of Forest Park. Seems to be well received. And again, we'll be mailing it to all households. And that's about it for now. So if anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Don, I see that Jermaine has on Facebook, he's advertising, is that the food truck? He has
That's probably the food truck, because he's going to be doing the DJ. He also does a lot of things with We Thrive as well.
and I think We Thrive was mentioned in that, Dr. Moore,
Yeah.
that he's gonna be doing, and what night?
He is gonna be at the food truck, because since he's a DJ, but We Thrive is supposed to be having a yoga session coming up, I believe.
Because I saved the Facebook message that he had, well, I shared it, that he has going on, but I didn't,
Yeah, I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but there is there's a lot of We Thrive events that he would be publicizing as well.
right, because I know he said there was gonna be free hot dogs or whatever.
That's the
August 26th.
the donor network.
Yes, Life.
That's the
What?
Life
Center.
Life Center Network is sponsoring, I believe that is August the
26th.
23rd, or
Whatever the Thursday
I
is.
saved it on my phone, but I left my phone
I think
at
it's
home.
August 23rd.
We'll have to get that information.
Oh, no, that's August 26th, I read it right here.
26th, okay.
Yeah.
At 11 a.m.
Because I shared the,
11?
Yes, sir.
I shared the email,
Yeah, they actually made a
video.
a video, it's a very nice
Yeah.
video. And yes, we're going to start sharing that as well.
Right.
And, but yes, that's the donor event. We're hosting that for them. And it's the Life Center group, and they're a great organization promoting essentially organ donation and tissue donation here in the community and throughout southwestern Ohio. And we're partnering with them and allowing them to use our park, and they're going to have a great event for our community and have free food and free
Right.
events. And it's really going to be a nice day, but they're hosting that.
Okay.
They're presenting that, but we're hosting it here as
That's
our
what it
party.
was, that. I
It's going to be a
forwarded.
really nice event. There'll be food trucks there. There'll be all kinds of nice things going on. Again, that's the 26th. I think it starts at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And, we're working with them on some other, we've partnered with them on other things throughout the year, and we're partnering with them as well on, it's a little too early to announce, but we're working on some really nice donation from them to partner here with the community to show that they support our community and we support them. So it's going to be a great working relationship going forward, and it's always been up to this point, but we'll have an even better working relationship going forward. So this will be the first kind of a start of multiple kind of events with them.
Okay. Yeah, because I thought it was really interesting, when I read it. That's why I started forwarding it, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, that's legit.
All right, moving on to item number 8, which is other reports. We're going to start with our law director, Mr. John Wyckoff.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple items. One, I assisted the police department on a request for records situation, and also I'm assisting our finance director on the proposed amendments to our text code.
Okay.
Other than that, I have nothing else to report. I would answer questions if there are any.
All right, are there any questions for our law director? All right, hearing none, thank you for that, John. Moving on to our other report for our acting clerk of council, Mr. Scott Falkowski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to report that ordinance number 35-2023 and resolution numbers 30-2023 through 32-2023 were posted as required, and that concludes my report.
Thank you for that. Moving on to item number 9, which is unfinished business and general orders. Or none. And item number 10, which is new business. I need a motion to suspend.
Read that.
Motion to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full on 2 separate days and reading ordinance number 35-2023 by title only.
Is there,
Sorry.
is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion?
Just that this ordinance was posted 6 days prior to the meeting.
All right, thank you for that. Will the clerk please call the roll on the motion to suspend?
Brown?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Holt?
Yes.
Moore?
Yes.
Sylvester?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
All right, motion to suspend passes 7-0. Will the clerk please read ordinance number 35-2023 by title only?
An ordinance amending the land purchase agreement with J.A. Development, LLC, and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion, Councilmember Sylvester?
I motion for ordinance number 35-2023.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion?
that this ordinance will be taking action to resolve the previous demolition that took place with the closure of the pool, so we can properly convey that property for the development. So with that, I motion for the ordinance number 3520.
Thank you for that, Councilmember.
2023. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Thank you for that, Councilmember. Will the clerk please call the roll on the motion to adopt?
Clark,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Ordinance number 35-2023 passes 7-0. I'm going to need another motion to suspend.
Motion to
I would
suspend.
like to make a motion to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full and read resolution number 30-2023 through 32-2023 by title only.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion?
That the resolution were posted 6 days prior to the meeting.
All right, thank you for that, First Vice Mayor. Will the clerk please call the roll on the motion to suspend?
Harrison,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Okay. Motion to suspend passes 7-0. Will the clerk please read resolution number 30-2023 by title only?
A resolution accepting the bid for solid waste and recycling collection service for the city of Forest Park, Ohio, for the period of October, it's cut off there.
Yes, October through.
October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2028.
Okay. Is there a motion, Councilmember Clark?
Yes, I move that we adopt resolution number 30-2023.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion?
No, quite simply, this bid from Rumpke was our single bid, thereby our lowest and best bid for city waste and recycling collection.
All right. Will the clerk please call the roll on the motion to adopt?
Holt,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
All right. Resolution number 30-2023 passes 7-0. Will the clerk please read the next resolution, number 31-2023 by title only?
A resolution authorizing the city manager to accept a grant from Interact for Health for the purpose of Project REACH and to sign the agreement and any other document necessary to obtain and release funds.
Is there a motion, Councilmember Sylvester?
I motion for resolution number 31-2023.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion?
That this resolution is in support of great work that's coming for Forest Park through this fund. So with that, a motion for the resolution 31-2023.
Okay. Will the clerk please call the roll on the motion to adopt?
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
All right. Resolution number 31-2023 passes 7-0. All right. And now will the clerk please read resolution number 32-2023 by title only?
A resolution adopting the 2024 tax budget and submitting to the Hamilton County Auditor.
Is there a motion, Councilmember Sylvester?
Yes, I motion resolution number 32-2023.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion?
That this is a required process for the Hamilton County Auditor for the city to submit the budget for 2024.
All right. Thank you for that.
A motion for this resolution 32-2023.
Thank you for that, Councilmember. Will the clerk please call the roll on the motion to adopt?
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
All right, resolution number 32-2023 passes 7-0. All right, the next item, I need a motion for recess. Is there a motion, Councilmember Harrison?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to recess from August 8th, 2023 to September 11th, 2023.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further
I thought
discussion?
confetti was gonna come down.
No, sir, none at this time.
That was an emphasis.
Seems that we all could use a good summer recess.
Yes.
All those in favor, let it be known by the sound of voting aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. The motion to recess from August 8th to September 11th passes 7-0. And then the last item on the agenda, item number F, I need another motion to receive the general fund summary report. Is there a motion, Councilmember Sylvester?
Yes, I motion to receive the general fund summary report as contained in the departmental reports.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded. Is there any other discussion?
No further discussion.
All right. All those in favor, let it be known by the sound of voting aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion to receive the general fund summary report passes 7-0. And that concludes all the agenda items. So is there any other business to come before the body?
I do have one last thing, real quick. I was looking at that, I didn't realize our recess was till September 11th. That's wonderful. But, you know, Forest Chapel has been in our community for quite some time. And under the leadership of Reverend Kabamba, I think a lot a lot of really good things have happened in terms of feeding our community and community gardens and the children and all those things. They're coming up, she is coming up on her 10-year anniversary here. And that event will be in September. It'd be really lovely, I think, for us to consider acknowledging, you know, the contribution she's made to the community in some form or fashion, be it a proclamation or something else. So just would like to, if we could explore that or discuss that.
Okay, we can bring that up for
while we're-
discussion at a next work session. All right, now, is there any other business to come before the body? Is there any other business to come before the body? Is there any other business to come before the body? All right, hearing none, this council meeting is adjourned.